I just saw this one on top, there was just a little, but from the side it just looks like that. There's a little bit more. And just closed the container with the for the Morgellons. What's this here? It's red stuff. Something came through there. Okay. Go to hell. I'm trying to get this sharp. So now I have to get this sharp so I can grab it. Pick. Right, Morgellons? Yo. Pretty smart, huh? Wow. Pick's gone. But I now find out where you are at. Where you were at. Okay, if I can find you there. Okay, forget it. Come on, get sharp. I know there's someone in there, right there. Okay, let me check this one. What's this? A lead? Probably. No. This may be some. No. Oh, perfect. Just touched it and it just jumped on it. Broke off, huh? What is this? What kind of system? It's like military stuff, you know? It's like you're shooting down a drone, and from that drone, when it explodes, some smaller drones are being expelled. So the enemy thinks, hey, we just shut down a drone, but in reality they just activated 30 or 50 more drones, you know? Which is a good thing, you know? You don't have to know that. Take this one here as well, make it shorter. Take this flag here. for people who have Morgellon in German. Yes, you're supposed to eat very little sugar. You may use palm sugar, for instance. Better yet, don't use any sugar at all, right? And then there's this kind of tea. I've seen it a few times already, because you have to change your diet as well to help the healing, because the antibiotics probably won't work. It makes you weaker. It's just like a chemotherapy, like leukemia. People who have cancer, yeah, they get themselves radiated with this stuff, get poisoned in them. And antibiotic, what is this actually? It's actually poison. You're putting it into your body, right? To help you. But it will also weaken your body. So I've heard from other YouTube clips that I've put new playlists on about these people. So, and see how they're handling this. Sometimes they're taking the antibiotics, sometimes not, because, they may also have lots of side effects. I've known that already. I know that already. And then you have to change them. You will get eventually paralyzed from Lyme disease, okay? I hope this won't happen to me. This is not understandable why spiritual healing cannot heal this. How I cannot heal myself. Healing others takes some time, like maybe a few times, like depending what it is, 4 days. Within 4 days, I brought one time my woman back, living in Canada, sending us healing because she's a friend of family. And one time we had a phone call. We haven't communicated for such a long time with them, but we knew them. And someone called us about her, that she had to live on, still had only 2 to 3 more days to live, and then she would die, because she had a stroke. That was about 1.5 years ago, like back then, so I'm just telling you the story, what happened when we got the phone call. When that happened, nobody called us. It's no big deal. But when somebody's dying, then they want empathy. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I feel so sad for you. Like, screw you, Yeah. It's I'm talking about, like, when you don't want to tell me this person is ill or whatever, then leave it. And when she dies, this person dies, so leave it. You didn't want to tell us before that. Why are you telling us now? To have great news. Wow, this is just super fantastic news. So I started to do my because she had a stroke, was living, or didn't have a choice. Well, instead of being in the hospital, the husband began to take care of her at home, and he had to go onto retirement because there was a 24 hours a day caretaking, and all what she was like, she couldn't move, she couldn't speak, she was just I don't know how you call it, just laying there. He was just feeding her, washing her, for 1.5 years. That's a long time. And then I started doing the healing. First I asked my parents, should I do this? And no, leave it. I said, why should I leave it? I want to see if the spiritual healing may heal this person. If not, then well, okay. Then I've learned something again, that this spiritual healing is not capable of doing that. Very simple, This is just like somebody helping you with other things for free, whatever. And if it won't help, well then, sorry about that. But after 4 days, I suddenly felt in my energy, in that spiritual healing, that something was wrong. I felt movement from that person. I was wondering, because those movements I've learned a few years ago, what they mean. Same thing when somebody's in a coma, and I send this, and suddenly this person moves. Or somebody's in a wheelchair, and that person moves with that wheelchair. Or sending a healing to that Mars probe, what's it called? Spirit? And it suddenly moved. So I'm learning by doing. And many things like that. And what happened? Yeah, so I called because nobody called us. She was doing better and nobody called us.